Welcome to the Women Lighthouse podcast, your friendly guide through all the ups and downs of life. We're here to remind you that every woman has the strength to take charge of her journey and make her dreams come true. Each week, we'll share heartwarming stories and helpful tips from amazing women who have faced their own challenges and come out stronger. Tune in, get inspired, and let's start this exciting journey towards achieving your dreams together. The Women Lighthouse, your guide to a brighter tomorrow. Hello, ladies. You're welcome to today's episode of the Women Lighthouse podcast. It's great to have you tune in today. So, we are on the third episode in our series of Unleashing Your Potential as a Woman. This 2025, no dulling, like everything that is within you, that God has deposited within you, you must show it forth. There's no room for just being laid back. We're going to unleash everything that God has placed inside of us. So with that, today we are addressing how you can maximize your gifts as a woman. How can you apply and utilize your giftings in your everyday life to make a lasting impact in the life of people and in your world? So stay tuned. You're welcome back. So let's get right into it. I want to begin by asking, what does the word maximize mean? So I checked it out in the dictionary and it said that to maximize means to make as large or great as possible or to make the best use of. So in this context, the question is, how can you make that your potential so large and great as much as possible? Or how can you make the best use of your potential to achieve results in the lives of people and generally in your world at large? So I'm just going to get right into it. The first thing you need to do is you need to know exactly what it is you want to do with your potential and what you want to achieve. What is that problem you want to solve and how do you intend to go about it? So it begins with knowing what. You can't want to achieve something when you don't know what you want to achieve. So yes, now you know what your potential is. In my own case, there's that leadership potential, the need to inspire, encourage, and influence people with my words, and basically all that. So now, how do I intend to use this potential to the best ability in order to make an impact? I need to know what I want to do with it. So in my own case, I've shared in previous episodes, I have I practice as a medical doctor. That's my 9 to 5 job. But I just knew that beyond what I do at work, I just wanted to do something more. So I knew what my potentials were, but I kept asking, okay, so what do I really want to do that I can actually find fulfillment doing? And I even had to get to the point of like praying and seeking the face of God. And I was like, God, I want more. Like, I just want more. And in due time, I discovered that I just wanted to share my story and impact the lives of women out there. And the idea came to start up the Women Lighthouse podcast and basically the Women Lighthouse generally. So that way, I now knew where to channel my potential into. So you need to be able to sit with yourself and ask the Holy Spirit to guide you. Look at what your strengths are, and based on your strengths, identify what problem can I solve with my strengths, And that's the beginning of how you can maximize your potential as a woman. So you also may need to do some research and map out a plan. So, like now, I knew I wanted to influence women. The question is, how do I intend to do that? I now had to do my research. The idea of the podcast came. Okay, I had to map out the plan. How is the podcast going to be? How is the Women Lighthouse community going to operate? I did my little research and now drew up a plan. What do I want to start? You don't have to have everything in place. In fact, when I started the podcast, I didn't know Jack. Like, I'd never recorded a podcast. All I had was my phone and my laptop. When I did my research, I now knew, oh, okay, you can record on Spotify. Okay, let's start now. I did my first recording. In fact, a recording that was maybe few minutes, maybe like five, was even up to 5 minutes because I had to record like the trailer. That was my first recording, and I don't think that trailer was even up to 2 minutes. But if I tell you how many minutes I had to invest into recording that, it was a whole lot because I didn't know anything. I didn't have an experiential knowledge of what I needed to do. It was just based on research. And as I kept giving expression, I kept improving. It became more natural. So you see where everything intertwines from what we discussed in our last episode. Now I have identified what I want to do and I have done my research. And it's an opportunity for me to give expression to my potential. I now began to do it and I became better at it. So you need to figure out what you want to do and then do your research on how you intend to go about it. Then the next thing is just take the first step. So now you know what you want, you know how you intend to achieve it. Next thing, just do it. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect initially. Just show up, just do it, and that's it. You just begin to give expression and maximize your gifting, and you begin to impact lives out there. The next thing is accountability. Like I said in the last episode, having mentors can never be overemphasized. So, having an accountability partner or a mentor would help you stay consistent and resilient. In my case, my husband was my number one accountability partner. In fact, when he told me about the need for a community, I told him, hey, you know that I don't know how to do this. And he was like, don't worry, just do it. And anytime I felt like giving up or anytime I needed feedback, I would always ask him. Like, I had to be doing graphic designs. I'd never done graphic design before, but I was learning. So when I would do it, I would show him, what do you think? And he'll be like, okay, change this, okay, change that. When I will record an episode, I will tell him to listen to it. What do you think? So you need those kind of people that would help and push you towards maximizing your gifts. You need an accountability partner or a mentor to help you with consistency and help you stay resilient. Then you need to network with people within your niche. Collaborations cannot be overemphasized. Sometimes, yes, you want to be an authority in what you do, but that's one thing I love about Women Lighthouse. The fact that it's not just all about me. The fact that I can incorporate other people's strengths, other people's experiences and expertise into what we do at Women Lighthouse. So you need to network with persons within your niche, partner with them, because partnership will make you achieve much more than if you were just standing alone. So seek for opportunities to volunteer, to collaborate, and even for grants if you need to get financial partnerships. That's a very good one. So when you do this, it just helps you maximize your potential better and with ease. So the last way in which you can maximize your potential is by developing yourself to become a master at what you do. So when you took that first step, you didn't have the experience. You may not have had the experience. But as you go on to maximize your potential, you now look for ways in which you can improve. Do you need to enroll in a course? Do you need to watch more videos to improve on what you're doing, or to read more books? Just ensure that when you started, the way you were is not the way you are few months down the line, or maybe a year or years down the line. You must be better at what you do. So as you have discovered your potential and developed it to the point that it gets you started, you must now ensure that you become a master at what you do. So it's important for us as women to ensure that we unleash every single thing and potential that has been deposited into us by God. Make sure that you are replicating that potential. Remember, it's a seed. As you water the seed, it now bears more fruit. So catch up on our previous episodes on this series of Unleashing Your Potential. Learn how to discover your potential and how you can develop your potential. I'll drop the link in the description box. Also, let me hear from you. In what ways have you been able to maximize your potential, and what are you doing with that skill that God has deposited in you? So, in our next episode, we'll be concluding our series on unleashing your potential. Make sure you subscribe so that you can be notified when that episode drops. See you later. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Women Lighthouse podcast. We really hope today's episode has given you some great tools, resources, and a boost of confidence to take charge of your journey. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. You can also follow us on our social media handle for even more tips and a wonderful community that's all about supporting your growth. Join us next time for more uplifting stories and encouraging insights. Until we meet again, keep shining bright, stay inspired, and embrace your unique path to a better tomorrow.